Today marks the history of our Treaty 6 adhesion of 1886 here in Molanosa. It is where we celebrate our people from northern Saskatchewan. It is where our treaties were signed. Those treaties are of importance to our people, to our land, to our animals, to our sun, and to our waters. It is here where we thought it was best that we love and cherish all those who fall under our Cree nations, our Dene nations, our Dakota nations, and all people of Turtle Island. By doing so, we honor our young ones, the babies, our future leaders, with all of our ceremonies, as well the beautiful land that we live on. So at this time, I'm going to be calling on up Elder Gilligan Halkett to come and give us today's vocation.
Kakwichimano, Elder Gilbert Halkett, Paskiti Nagomota. Kay Mr. Magawak, Isimane, kita kami kisya, nagamamo into ag. So, Kwichimo Gilbert, kay Mr. Magawak. Here's Gilbert.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gilbert Halkett, Literate Reserve. I'm honored to be here at this cultural camp today, Molanosa Days. I also want to thank the chiefs that are all here, Grand Chief, and also our two elders there leading the flags and the RCMP, the dancers. So I'm not going to talk on the microphone when I'm going to pray, so bear with me. Hi.
Thank you very much, Elder. All right, Iron Swing, flag song, in recognition. Every child matters. Saskatchewan flag. The leaders who carry the bonnet. The eagle feather. And in these items that we recognize who we are and the communities that we represent. We must educate our young children of this little home that we live in, that it is equally important. With that, we carry the eagle feather. We call those the significance of our people, the carry our family names. They carry our concerns. And they do so with humility and understanding. Blessing the ground for us. Our children are leading the way. That we are strong, that we are resilient. Hey, round of applause there, everybody, for grand entry for Molanosa 2022.
Hey, thank you, Gerald Valentine. So at this time, we're going to, I'm going to introduce some other guests as well. Just a little bit north of here, he resides in Laurens. He's always here, bingo calling, helping us out, always selling 50-50 tickets for us at our annual Walleye Derby. I want to introduce our MLA, Doyle Vermette. Thank you for being here, Doyle.
Good afternoon. Kaya nanaskumon utai pipisitas. Nanaskumon, I thank the Creator for bringing us here safely. I thank the Creator for this beautiful land that we call Molanosa. It's a place where our grandfathers signed treaties on February 21st, 1889, and I want to acknowledge the chiefs here. I asked these Woodland Cree chiefs here to join me. Mr. Watts, as the years go by, we have to work together, and I believe that, you know, by supporting each other, this is how we're going to work together, and we're going to we have a long ways to go. This is also the first time you'll probably see all three of us in 133 years. So this is great. I want to acknowledge the Grand Chief Brian, the Vice Chief Job, all the dignitaries, the RCMP. The RCMP were involved when they signed treaties here, Kayas and Kayas. So, you know, it's always to have their presence here is very important to a lot of people. But first of all, I want to also all these people, all these residential survivors. You know, you're here, you're still here, and you'll still be here tomorrow. The residential survivors and also the Timber Bay survivors, you know, you matter, and we'll continue to work hard for you as long as we're here, all three of us, including the Grand Chiefs. Things are not possible. Things would not be this. I know there's challenges when you're planning a big event like that, and I think the person that I'll acknowledge mostly is the Vice Chief, Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson has been on this from day one. You know, all the work that he has to do, just like the same thing that he had to do when there was a fish derby. He's in charge of that. His portfolio is sports and recreation, so he's got a big portfolio to fill. He's got big shoes to fill. Took over from Roger Ungo, who's his mentor. I want to acknowledge the RCMP here, the Rhonda. Her name's Rhonda. I met her this morning. Seems like a nice lady. And to the drum group, the drum group and also the dancers, the cooks over there that have to get up 5 o'clock in the morning to start cooking, um, the people that had to set up here, the servers, the students that are working here. The organizers, the music here, Uncle's always been part of this group here. The cameramen that are here, the bingo players, the poker players, I acknowledge you. And this is going to be a good year. And there's more berries coming up, so I think Tammy's picking berries already. All of you guys, the council that are here. Ricky's not, I think Ricky and Carol and Troy. And these young council are always helping in the background. They don't get acknowledged enough times, but you know they're always in the back working. And also the hunters, Jared, who's doing the hide over there. There's a lot of people that are out here help, and everybody that's here, I want to acknowledge you today. I hope I didn't forget anybody, but you know we're gonna have this is gonna be over on Thursday, camping on Friday. But I hope you guys have a good week.
Good afternoon. Kita tamaskat na kita. Igon na nasko no mitay tagosundi ani stamina piaga pi piwichi heriano ta Molanosa days. Igon ni mdidi tin mina piaga wap mitawa. Ito kinis ka suini gip magoti go ya go chigi ka kio gatoa. Magigina nasko mitna kita utatoski wag o gumahan. Tinigi kami no the street no go to che munya sa ga ni kito so ya toski go motagasta ig. Kakita kita tamaskat na wow kinanas kumit namin na kay Mr. Moya kanokso magamatch mamopi ako ta kami naganiga musta magwa ko iron swing nimididihtin. It's a real honor to be here this afternoon on behalf of the Lac La Ronge Indian Band. It's so nice to come together again at the Molanosa Days, and I want to thank Chief Joyce McLeod for the invitation to be part of Molanosa Days here. And I also want to acknowledge Chief Karen from Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation. She's actually the largest First Nation. I always check our population stats, and she's actually a few members more than me. So we're always competing. So it's official. We're the second largest. But I want to acknowledge the Grand Chief Brian Harlot, Vice Chief Chris Job, our MLA Dwell Vermette, and also the RCMP, Rhonda Blackmore. Thank you for being here. She's the head of the RCMP for all of Saskatchewan. And I understand Superintendent Ted Monroe will be the second in command for Saskatchewan. So congratulations on your new post. That's really amazing. And thank you to all the RCMP that are here and all the workers that are here, victim services, all the resource workers that are here, the cooks. I had a chance to go visit them because I always want a little snack before I get going, and I know that's the right place to go. And we had some fried bannock, and the soup was really amazing for lunch. So thank you very much for cooking for us. And they're making hide there and making dry meat for us. Just so nice to get together, and after having COVID for 2 years, not having any gatherings, just really nice, and we're blessed with a warm day. We signed treaty here in 1889, so it was February 11, 1889 is when we signed treaty. And as I was driving here this morning, I took the shortcut here, and then I was thinking, when they came here, there was no road. They had to make their own road to come here to sign the treaty. And you think about February 11, lots of snow. It hasn't melted or anything yet, and they knew where to come. They knew how to navigate through anything. Our people knew the land like we have to learn our ways to go back and learn the river systems, the land, the waters, everything. Because they didn't even have a GPS. They didn't even have Google to tell them where to go. they knew where to go. So that's what we have to go back to and just learn that way. And that's part of coming together as Molanosa Days, is going back to where we come from. And as I was reflecting on coming here, and I wanted to stop and check the berries because I just love berry picking. And I see that I got fed blueberries here at the canteen. I had two nice juicy blueberries, wild blueberries, but just really nice to come together. I grew up in Brabant Lake, and I was raised on a family trap line. And Wanda, my cousin, she's been a RCMP for 20 years. She's recruiting RCMP members, so make sure if you're interested in getting into the RCMP forces, they're looking for members, so make sure you go see Wanda, so that way she can recruit you. All right? All right, and Gerald, thank you very much for doing the grand entry. I always enjoy Gerald's when he does grand entries or any emceeing, he's excellent. I always see him in Little Red. And thank you, Ungo, for emceeing today and for welcoming us here in Molanosa. So it's important for us to get together. And like Joyce said, we're always we work together and we find ways to work together. And I also want to acknowledge my only counselor that's here, Counselor Mike Bird. With Lac La Ronge Indian Band. Thank you, Councillor Mike, for being here. Our other councillors are doing other community stuff. With Lac La Ronge Indian Band, we do have 12 band councillors, and we have Council of Elders. We have a meeting in Otter Lake tomorrow, and today we had a special meeting, so we were on the phone, but and just real honor to be here. We had a very emotional meeting here last week with Minister Mark Miller. And we had an opportunity to listen to some of the survivors, and it was really difficult, but very important. So thank you to the survivors that came there, that shared with us, and it was very powerful. Igoshe, have a wonderful time here, and thank you very much for the invitation to be part of this very special occasion at the Molanosa Days, and I hope you all come and join us in La Ronge for the Woodland Cree Gathering. We have the Woodland Cree Gathering starting in La Ronge on August 23rd, 24th, 25. So make sure you come down, and the three of us co-host the Woodland Cree Gathering every year, so make sure you come down to La Ronge. We want to welcome each and every one of you there. Igoshe, thank you very much, Ungo. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Councillor.
Thank you, Chief. Before we move on, I want to present a gift to Chief Cook on behalf of Montreal Lake Chief and Council and our Molanosa Organizing Committee. Chief, we have a nice gift for you. Thank you very much for being here and being part of our events every time. So thank you very much.
Good job there, guys. Up next we have Chief Karen Berto, PBCN. Hey.
Thank you very much. Wow, what a beautiful gift. Nenas ko man anunts nista, nutsul taga pinimpo yan. Minaipi ako, isitus kat ako. Last year mo tanagipitak sinin for the first time to be here in Molanosa, and there was a lot of people, a lot of dignitaries here. And like today, first I want to say thank you to Chief McLeod for the invitation to be here. It's very powerful when three of us lady chiefs to come together. There's something about that. And like Chief McLeod was saying, the first time to have 3 women chiefs in Woodland Cree. And you know, and I know for such a time as this is a time for us to move together. And in the tables that we sit, I know people pay attention because these women come here for the people. Like Chief Tammy had mentioned, Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation is the biggest First Nation in Saskatchewan. And with that comes its challenges. We have 8 communities, 12,000 people. And you know, this is one of the things that I go around letting people know. Yes, we're a big nation, but with that is the challenges that come with it. Because we're such a vast, you know, we live in part of the Treaty 10 territory, we're part of the Treaty 6. But one of the things that I find is one chief going around or meeting with the 14 councillors is not enough. There's so many things, and a lot of things get left behind because there's only one person doing one thing at a time. And that's one of the things that we need to do is the governance structure. And even with the governance structure that we work with PAGC, it's not enough. There's not enough hands that can do the things, many things that we can do. But we continue to move forward. And I think having things like Molanosa Days, recognizing our treaties is so important. We need to remind our kids why we're here today is because of our treaties, the hardships our forefathers went through. You know, even as Chief Tammy was saying about the travel to come to this place, it was not easy, it was hard. And back in the day, you didn't have generators like we hear behind us. We didn't have the automobiles or the snowmobiles. It was everything by dog team. You know, recognizing and thanking them for what they've done. And today we continue that work. You know, today I think about that, wearing this headdress. You know, it humbles me because the leaders behind me, past me, some have passed on. They have gone through. I'm just getting a little taste of it. And it's really bitter. It's a really bitter taste. It's a hard taste. And then one of the things that I say to the people, if you have it in your heart to lead, do that for the people, not because of money. Because if you do it for money, you will not last. And that's one of the things that I find. It's like, it's good money, but that money goes to other people in need also. There's always a need that is going on. But one of the things that I find coming in the opening is the chief walking behind the chief. It's not only her I saw. There are so many that walk behind her. When Chief Tammy walks, it's not only her that walks. There are many that walk behind her. When Grand Chief walks, it's not only him, it's the many that walk before him. When Vice Chief Job walks, it's the many that goes behind him. And when I walk, it's not only me, I see the thousands of people behind me. And I have to do, there are times I fall. Yes, I'm human, I fall too, I make mistakes. And that's one of the hardest things, to say, yes, I'm only human. But I will continue to go forward for the things to do with my grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. One day we'll all be gone, we won't be here. They will be here, they will continue this. You know, as I was coming, like Chief Tammy was saying, where do you go first? The food station. I went to check out the food station. And then I saw some structures coming up that I didn't see last summer. And I was happy, hey, it's going to go on. The next year they're going to build more. Like Chief McLeod was saying, they're going to continue building. But that little girl standing there, walking there, will be standing up here as a leader one day. You know, we have to keep thinking we're only here for such a time as this, and we have to make the best time of it. And I'm really honored to be here today because there are so many that have gone. Even this time of COVID, we've lost so many people. It was one of the worst things that we've gone through in this pandemic. You know, we couldn't be together, we couldn't hug our loved ones. That was one of the hardest things that I've gone through. And then on top of that, some people never got to hold and hug their loved ones because they left. We pray, we continue to pray for each other. I pray for my fellow chiefs here, the PAGC, FSIN. There's so much that goes on. in a person's life. It's not only the time here as a leader, but as a mother, as a grandmother, as a sister, as a daughter, as a friend. And I just want to thank everybody for organizing this beautiful place, this land that we are in today, the Treaty 6 territory. We are blessed nations, and we'll continue to work together and stand together, and I'll be here for you as long as I can, Lista. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Chief.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Montreal Cree Nation, we just want to present Chief Karen Bird with a gift. Thank you for coming to our community. Thank you for coming to Molanosa Days and sharing your words with us.
We got Troy coming on up here real quick. Here you go, Troy.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to welcome everyone. Glad you got here safe. I have a gift here for Chief Joyce McLeod-Nadahow. I just want to say good job on your first term. You're doing an excellent job. Everyone that made this possible, Molanosa, thank you, and I hope you guys enjoy your week.
Thank you very much, Chief. At this time, we want to call out Grand Chief Mr. Hardlot. Come on up.
I just want to do my acknowledgements. I know some what the Otago sick here this afternoon. With that, I acknowledge the elders from Montreal Lake and other nations, elders. Really nice to see you again in good health. At Sittinor, all the people present here, I know some Otago sick this afternoon. We acknowledge all of you. The children. We want to make a real special acknowledgement to the children here this afternoon. The women chiefs. Thank you for their words. It's an honor. It's a real honor working with you. Of course, Doyle, I acknowledge that Doyle, and I acknowledge Doyle, the work that he does. For in the area of mental health, and with the work that you've done in the position that you have, and we encourage you to keep up that work, and we will work with you, support you in that work, in that very important area that we have challenges with, and that's mental health. So, the RCMP, Ted, and also Rhonda there, and all the other officers, and I acknowledge them. If there's just one message, gentlemen, I acknowledge you all, Brian. Thank you for the walk that we did here this past winter, in the challenge, in the fight that we do to get the Timber Bay Children's Home recognized as a residential school. Thank you for that, Brian. If there is one message to the young people that are from Montreal Lake Cree Nation, yes, we need you. We need you to become RCMP officers. We graduate many graduates from our band control schools, and I ask the guidance counselors to help our graduates into that field, into that career. And I'm really happy also to announce that our EA, and I'll say our executive assistant to the Prince Albert Grand Council for 14 years, Dina Mackay. Her first week was last week as a city police officer. Real happy to announce that, and that is from the Prince Albert Grand Council. You're a Prince Albert Grand Council and the Prince Albert Police Service mentorship program. And now those are the things that Ted and all the other RCMP, Wanda, that you're working on. And we thank you for that. And we will support you and work with you on that. Igo samaga hope me no sok. Mo dai da gonex kistotat na we da tito tian no magisaya mian. I acknowledge all the people over there, but most of all the organizing committee. I just remember another message, I guess, to the communities, our communities. It doesn't, you don't have to be elected. We need those leaders in our communities. You know, we were all like that at one time in our communities. To help out, to volunteer, to help out in time of need when we lose our loved ones in the community, to come up and help out anywhere you can in the community. And I know Roger Rungo is a good man, and he's been always there for Montreal Cree Nation, as a leader, as an elected chief, yes, and also as a band counselor, and also as a drummer, I think. So all the counselors say, Dean, good job on your committee. You go sama at taga sa sakit na tayo man. Ay kaya dai sa papia go ito timi sa papia go ano sa kota go sa mut sige tago manos ka tispadik. May sa papia go man tu. Kaya soy dem go God bless you. Man tu min ta soy di ta momota. Momota chawin sit tay kaya mas naiga tik pa mat tu na so tamagi yun. Ti de na nas kamon. Hey nagiton.
I'd like to thank our God, our Creator, for giving us this opportunity to come and celebrate these days. Because like the other leaders are saying, the chiefs, we're here for a season for a reason, and that reason is those little children to have an easier time. Like what Tammy Cook Searson has said, the pioneers that made that path for us to a lot easier for us to come here. You know, and also I'd like to say, you have only one chance in life. You can't rewind life. You know, I'm telling this to the youth because a lot of times, as the leaders talked about what we go through, challenges, we're only human. It's so true. But through those challenges, through those situations, we grow from them. And we don't have to condemn one another, each other, because we walked that route at one time. Forgiveness is powerful. I like to thank our God every single day that I'm still alive, getting up in the morning, because He's the one that gives me breath of life. And also, I'd like to thank my grandparents, the community of South End, that raised me who I am today. You know, I'm 51 years old, never did drugs or never drank in my life. I made that choice at 8 years old because I knew alcohol was no good. I've seen too much stuff that a child shouldn't even see. You know, I just want to say that I'm sure you can reflect on a lot of those in your lifetime as a child. And we have to breathe hope in each other, like what the leaders are saying. We have to help one another because those little ones are the next leaders, the next community members. You know, we need them for that route. What they have said. Because you're on a spotlight. Especially nowadays. There's so much social media, there's so much garbage, there's so much stuff that are not true. But yet people believe it. You know, forgiveness is so powerful. The Creator will see your heart right through. So whatever you have in your heart, whatever you have in your desire, it can happen. With that, I just want to say this, especially our lost brothers and sisters are in the city that are homeless. As you see, Prince Albert, it's getting worse. We looked at residential school. Those are the impacts. We're overcrowded in jails, in our homes. It's like what the Pope said, it's a genocide. That word genocide, when you look it up, it's a pretty powerful word. It's not a good word. And you know, leaders of the day, working together collectively as one, our voices are so powerful. You know, I just want to say, you know, ni stay with Molanosa. I usually sing on talent shows. I always sing Bannock song. Never placed. Last year I placed. Now I sing a different song. Anyways, you know, it's always fun to come back here, sing old friends. Also rekindling with old friends, and also making new friends. And with RCMP being here, you know, I'm happy to see that, because our next generation, you know, we need more. One of these days we'll have our own travel policing, and people working hand in hand with one another. That's what happened in the past, you know. And let's start building up each other. The only time we look at each other down is by pulling up each other up when somebody's down. It's the only time you look down on people. You never look down on anybody, because you don't know. If somebody's going to pull you up one day, you don't know if your children or grandchildren are going to go through that same thing. God bless you all. Thank you, Woodland Chiefs. Like you said, powerful. I like that word, because you guys are powerful. I see it and I feel it. And the way Chief Karen has said it, not only you walk alone, those chiefs, along those chiefs are walking with you. They're in their spirit world, but they're with you. And these children, we saw they will be walking with them one day. And those wise words that you guys said today, I pick up some stuff, that material and that stuff that you have, experiences and knowledge and wisdom. We need to share that more, not to keep it within ourselves. And everybody that's here today, thanks for the opening prayer. And when you come to the land, you heal. You know, it does something to you, because that's who we are as people.
But before I start, I want to acknowledge our elder that did the prayer, the smudging. I want to thank the leadership, Chief and Council, Montreal Lake Cree Nation, and the organizers. It's amazing the work that gets put into this, and sometimes you don't get the recognition that you deserve. So that our chiefs that are here from Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation, Lac La Ronge Indian Band, Grand Chief Brian, Vice Chief Chris, it's an honor to be with you, as always. Your words. To our special guests that are here, I want to acknowledge you and thank you for your service. It's not always easy, but we thank you for what you do and your members do, and the message you try to bring to our communities to keep us all safe. And you know, the true thing, we talk about firemen, we talk about police. While we're all running out, guess who gets to run in and take care of the problem? So I want to thank the members that are here. Let's give them a hand and thank them for that. It's so important to talk to our elders. And our elders, I thank you so much. You are carrying on the message to our young generation. Whether it's my grandchildren, my Chapan, and I'm actually waiting for one more Chapan actually supposed to be born. He's 2 days late. I keep telling him, come on, you know, this old great-great-grandpa, he wants to see you. But it is an honor to be here. And I don't want to take a lot of time, because it is celebrate, have fun. I'm glad that this year the committee said there would be no poker. I'm amazed. Isn't that what they said? Oh no, the committee said no. Let's give the committee a hand, because they didn't say no to poker. Right on. I just want to say to you, it's so challenging in life right now for so many of us. Our children, ourselves, our own mental health. I have my own struggles. Some days, tough times. We're asked to do so much. As the leaders, there's more and more being put on you. And I want to acknowledge that. And I want to thank you. I'm going to be leaving early today, and I won't be joining you, because I have to supply a supper to the walkers. There's families who have lost their loved one to mental health, to suicide. And they're walking from PA to Stanley Mission, and I'm going to be joining them and bringing them supper tonight to meet with them. And I just want to acknowledge those, put those individuals, those families that are suffering with the loss into your prayers. And remember, to our young people that are here, just know this. I love you. We care about you. And if you need to reach out to anyone. Mush them, cook them, doesn't matter. Aunties, uncles, cousins, we're here. Reach out. Make sure that you work together.
that you know we're together and we're here to support you. So I just want to say, we're all going through some tough times, but these COVID, and I think, chiefs have said that already, the challenges that it's been. But I just want to say, you're here to celebrate, enjoy your time, enjoy the culture, have the laugh. And our humor is the best. You know what? Crater says he wants to do so much for us. For the young people, if there's any young people out here that can hear me right now, if there's young people, listen to me. Crater wants you to make a choice. He says, and he promises you a path. So to any youth that are here, youth, and I mean under 18, youth, get it? Youth, young people. Creator wants you to have something, but he says, I will give it, I'll provide it for you, but you must do things too. You can't just stand and wait. You have to do something. So Creator did this. This is for 2 youth. Creator wanted the 2 youth to have this. The Creator said, youth, this is yours. Right here in Doyle's hand, this is for you. The Creator wants me. He asked me to present this to 2 youth. If there's 2 youth out there, Creator wanted you to have this. It's $20 a piece. He wanted you to have it. Creator said, this is yours. This is yours right here. Any youth out here, this is yours. It has to be 2 youth. Creator said, this is yours. But you have to do something. I've provided it for you. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. There you go. You have to do something. So give them a hand. He provided for you. With that, thank you. Enjoy yourself. To our MCs, what a great job. Tinigi, and I hope you guys have a great time.
Right on, Doyle. Thank you very much once again for supporting us every year after year. Our Fish Derby, everything that we do from the Montreal Lake Cree Nation Chief and Council.
My name is Rhonda Blackmore. I'm the commanding officer for the RCMP in Saskatchewan. I want to start today by recognizing that we are on Treaty 6 territory, the home of the Woodland Cree and Métis people. It is certainly an honor to be here today, to be part of such a great celebration, to hear those powerful and inspiring words from the chiefs, to hear a very powerful prayer from the elder. We need to participate in these types of events as the RCMP. This is what reconciliation looks like. To be here to learn about culture, to learn about tradition, to learn about history in person by being here. We feel so honored and welcome to be here. We were even invited to the poker game, but I think they just wanted to take my money. But I really want to thank the RCMP members who are here working hard, to our victim services personnel, to our CSOs who are here helping out, doing a great job. Wanda is part of our Indigenous recruiting team that we have created, because to me it's very important that we have people in the RCMP who are representative of the populations that we serve. And we need to make sure that we have Indigenous people in the RCMP, that we're recruiting them and attracting them. And down the road, if that means that we can supply experienced police officers to self-administered policing, that's a great thing for us to be able to do. So thank you to Wanda for being here. I know she's going to do a great job as she visits the communities in the north, looking for those applicants and working to recruit people into the RCMP. So thank you again for your hospitality, for having us here. We're very honored and privileged to be here and to be part of the Molanosa celebrations. Thank you.
Thank you, Rhonda. Don't leave the stage yet, Rhonda. I'm going to ask Vice Chief Henderson and Gerald to present you with a gift on behalf of Montreal Lake Cree Nation Chief Council and the Organizing Committee of Molanosa 2022. Let's give Rhonda a round of applause. Rhonda Blackmore. Thank you, Rhonda.
There's never been a time in the RCMP where that's been so driven down right now. The part of reconciliation, the part of getting our own people where they need to be. I can tell you as a First Nation member, you see that more now. The opportunities that exist for our people in the organization are vast. The recruitment tools, everything that we're doing to strive to make it better. An example like that here is today. Across the country, if you look at what we're doing in recruitment right down into this province, Wanda, Dave Sanderson, which a lot of you know is coming back from retirement, the strong focus to get our people into policing to protect our people. So I think it's neat as head of our organizations and the leaders that we have voted in and the strong voice from them to push that and talk about police and our own people. It's a great opportunity for our people, and I challenge the youth to come forward, join the organization. The opportunities are endless. Thank you. Hey.
Thank you, Teddy. So on behalf of Montreal Lake Cree Nation Chief Council, the organizing committee of Molanosa would like to present you with a gift. So thank you for your presence here today. Anaskaman.
All right, thank you, dancer. Thank you, Iron Swing. Just a quick story on these dancers. Those dancers with the bells. Each bell represents one day out of the year. As they get older, they'll be able to carry all 360 bells within their regalia. The Jingle Just Dancer is a healing dancer. It was dreamt up in the early 60s by a woman by the name of Maggie White. Her story goes, her baby had got very sickly. And she prayed so hard to ask God for help. God has came to her in her dream. She was instructed that she will be commencing a healing dance for the people throughout Turtle Island. That this dance style was a very specific dance style, different from the other categories that we have out there. When these dancers get older, they'll be going through ceremonies. There they will be receiving the right to carry tobacco for the people. The people will approach them to hand them tobacco for their sicklies, for their families. Those dancers will be trained by then to properly pray as they are dancing, holding on to that tobacco. That healing dance that they are going to, and the ceremonies that they have to undergo is a very, very critical one. It is very important that the parents and the grandparents teach them as they grow older. That is my job for these girls here. These are my grandchildren. Within my family, within the ceremonies that we carry and the teachings that we're going to be giving them, they will know the proper protocols to that healing dance. That young girl who had ran off, she represents the butterfly dance. Is one of the highest endurance dancers among our women. She also represents the beginning of new life, the first flowers that sprout in the spring. Of the resiliency of our people, our children are now allowed to dance once again because of our treaties and the chiefs that carry the messages from the grassroots people. We are gifted back that right to retain our ceremonies. Always remember that. We had fought very hard. I thank you very much. I thank Montreal Lake for coming on out to approach me and help out any way I can. So at this time, we were gonna finish off with a proper honor song. Community members, you're more than welcome to come and shake the hands of our chiefs for all the hard work that they do each and every day, representing our people. Aha, iron swing. Basta go. Come and shake the chief's hands. Check one. All right.